Guys, it's Reese from the Reese Con channel. Welcome back to another episode of FNAF Merch Shop. In today's episode, I'm going to be looking at a bunch of officially licensed FNAF board games. So yeah, there are quite a few FNAF board games. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Now, I just want to preference this. I haven't really played any of these board games, so don't expect me to explain like the fun, like how they actually work, like how you play and stuff like that. There's probably like videos and like other stuff out there that actually explains it better than I could. And again, like I feel like I haven't played most of these, so I'm just here to just talk about like the visuals of these board games, like the packaging and like all the little accessories that come with it. I'm not here to like explain to you the fundamentals of how they work and how you play. You can find that out yourself. So again, sorry about that, but I just don't know much about these. But yeah, anyways, let's get straight into it. So the first one you got right here is a Funko one. Most of these are going to be Funko made because apparently Funko makes a lot of board games. So yeah, we have this first one, which is Five Nights at Freddy's Night of Frights game. So you got your little board right there. Kind of looks like the board is actually based off the pizzeria layout, like the layout from FNAF 1. So that's kind of cool. You see you come with these little, you kind of got these little figures down here of like, you got Bonnie right there, you got Foxy, you got Chica, you got Freddy. They kind of be like, I guess how you move around the board, kind of like in chess. But you know, it's the FNAF characters. That's kind of cool. Of course, you got the actual packaging up here, like the box itself, which I think is a mix of Lady Fizzy and Pinky Pill's artwork. So, yeah. You also got these little cards down here. Something's kind of interesting. This one right here, that looks like it's meant to be Golden Freddy. I don't know if it's meant to be Golden Freddy or if it's regular Freddy, and the lighting or just how they shaded it looks like he's more yellow, but that looks like Golden Freddy to me. But seemingly how there isn't like a Golden Freddy piece that comes with this board game, I'm going to assume that is normal Freddy. But something about the way they colored it just makes it look like he's more yellow and more golden color. So yeah. Also, I just noticed Foxy's fixed up here. Like, if you look at him, he's like fixed. It's like an unwithered Foxy, which I guess is kind of interesting. Other than that, there's not much else to talk about. Again, I don't really know how these games work, so yeah, don't expect me to go into that. But yeah. Anyways, move on to the next board game of the video. This one I think is probably the most well-known one, and I have actually played this before in my life. This is the Five Nights at Freddy's board game, which is the Steal the Pizza game. I don't know if that's the actual name of it, but I think that's what most people know of it as. This is probably, again, the most well-known FNAF board game. Basically, how it works is, it's kind of like, I think it's Operation, the game where you operate on, like, on some guy, and if you remove one of his, if you do something wrong, a loud buzzer will sound, meaning you failed. It's kind of like that, but FNAF. Basically, you get these little pieces of, you got these little multicolored pizzas in like, I guess like a tray, and you have this Freddy up here, and basically you have to try and remove all the pizzas from the tray without alerting Freddy, and if you do, he jumps out and the jump scare noise plays. It's a very simple game, but it's very memorable and probably very, it probably has a lot of nostalgia packed with it with everyone who's played it in their past. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's cool that it comes like a little mini Freddy. He actually has red eyes, which is kind of funny because, as we know, the FNAF movie right now is I think it's still in like a sea for controversy, but yeah, somewhat controversy about the red eyes. So it's kind of funny. This like board game was kind of like predicting that, and this came out like years before the movie like actually was like being done, or like was actually being made and stuff. So yeah, so it's kind of interesting. But other than that, so much else to talk about. So yeah. Anyways, to move on to the next board game. We got Monopoly. So I think we all know what Monopoly is. And they made a FNAF edition of it. Now, this is just a box of it, but I would assume that the actual game probably comes like different pieces. But something I just want to get out of the way. This is Lady Fizzy art, so yeah, not the best. Not the best to see Lady Fizzy art. But this is like an older piece of merch, so I guess you kind of understand why, even though I don't really like it, but whatever. But yeah, there's not much else to talk about. Oh, here we go. Sorry, Here we go, guys. Here we can see the actual pieces. We can see it comes with a little Freddy plush, a microphone, a Freddy mask, Foxy's hook, Bonnie's guitar, and a Chica's cupcakes. That's kind of cool. You got like all the accessories of the animatronics, you know, for Freddy, Foxy, Bonnie, and Chica. But you also got some like elements of like FNAF 2 with like the Freddy mask and a Freddy plush, which may be the Fredbear plush, but from FNAF 4, but I think it's meant to be more Freddy plush, so yeah. And here you can actually see the actual rest of the board. It's kind of hard to see, but I think each individual square has like a different image of it. It might be like gameplay taken straight out of the games, or just more Lady Fizzy art, but yeah. Not much else to talk about, just FNAF Monopoly. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. We got FNAF Survive Till 6 AM, another Funko one. And yeah, again, guys, I'm sorry, I don't know how this game works. But yeah, again, if you've played this game before, then you should know how to play it. And if you haven't, then I'm sure there's like ways you can like look it up and see how you play this. Or, you know, you could just buy the game and play it yourself if you want to. So yeah, not much else to talk about. This one doesn't have any artwork. It just looks like it has like actual renders of the animatronics, which is fine. I'd rather have actual renders than the Lady Fizzy artwork, despite how reused these renders are always done. But yeah, not much else to talk about. It's pretty fine, you know, it gets a pass. So let's move on to the next one. This is another iteration. This is the most recent iteration of the Survive Till 6 AM game. So now you can see it's themed around Security Breach. So now the logo, instead of featuring the FNAF 1 cast, now features the Security Breach cast. So you got all the Glamox here, as well as Vanessa. Weird that there's no Gregory. Like, you would think if they were going to include like human characters like Vanessa, they would also include, you know, Gregory, who's like, you know, the main character. And just, it feels kind of strange that they just, if you're going to include all the Glamox and Vanessa, you would at least, you know, maybe find a way to include Gregory. But other than that, there's not much else to talk about. I do kind of like this image, kind of came with like a unique background. Got like a little purple curtain back there, party out, a slice of pizza. So, you know, got a little checker mark pattern, like it's laying on like a checker mark table or something. It's kind of neat. Again, not much else to talk about. Again, I don't know how the game works, so yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, not much else to talk about. Same game, but Security Breach Edition. So yeah, also, before I do move on, I think this render of Monty was made, I think, specifically for this cover. That, or it's an already existing render that I'm just not that familiar with, but I have seen before. So yeah. Anyways, move on to the second to final one. This is the most recent FNAF board game. This is the FNAF Fight line, which is a collectible battle game, again by Funko. And something that's really cool about this one is that it's themed around a FNAF world. So as you can see, Freddy and Chica here, as well as the figures of Freddy, Chica, Bonnie, and Foxy, they're like based on FNAF worlds, which I think is really cool. Because for those who don't know, who maybe just don't know a lot about FNAF World, FNAF World it's basically the original like failed FNAF game. It was a FNAF spin-off created by Scott in 2016, and it was a big old failure, big old flop. And Scott has publicly declared his hatred and has publicly disowned the game. So it's kind of interesting that Funko actually, you know, got the approval to actually use the FNAF World designs for this board game. It's kind of cool because FNAF World is a game that doesn't really get that much merch, so it's pretty cool that it did here. As you can see, you got Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. I'm going to scroll down and see if I can get a good look at. Oh, here we go. Get a better look at all the other figures. So again, as I said, you got Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy. We got Balloon Boy. We got Chocolate Bonnie, Chocolate Chica, and Chocolate Freddy. So those like Chocolate Bonnie is from FNAF AR, but Chocolate Chica and Chocolate Freddy are characters created by Funko. We got Circus Baby, who wasn't in FNAF World. She was a character that wasn't actually in FNAF World. So it's kind of cool. This gives us like a glimpse as to what Circus Baby would have looked like if she was a FNAF World character. We got the Crying Child from FNAF World. We got Ender01 from FNAF World. We got Lolbit, who was in FNAF World. As a merchant you can buy where you can buy stuff from. We got the puppet, we got Phantom Chica, Phantom Foxy, we got the purple guy, the 8-bit purple guy sprite, who is a playable character in FNAF World. We got Red Bear. Red Bear, for those who don't know, was a enemy in FNAF World, so that's cool. Then we got Shadow Bonnie, Shadow Freddy. It's hard to see, but the final character is Springtrap. So yeah, just really cool stuff, and it's cool to see some FNAF World representation again. Again, FNAF World is a game that doesn't really get that much modern representation. It gets referenced time to time, but again, doesn't really get that much representation. But yeah, hopefully this ignites, ignites the passion in FNAF World, and hopefully we can get maybe a FNAF World Update 3, or even better, a FNAF World sequel with like Sis Location and Security Breach characters. That would be really cool. But yeah, let's move on to the final board game for this video. Another classic board game that's probably well known to a lot of people, or it's just known by a lot of people, Clue. So yeah, this is Clue, but FNAF. Again, if you know Clue, you know how this game would work. And it's cool. You got a bunch of cool images right here. You got Withered Freddy. You got the FNAF 2 newspaper article. You got a picture of Balloon Boy right here. You got this kind of interesting one. You got like this like, I guess it's meant to be like the FNAF 2 show stage with all the toy animatronics. And you also got Chica's Magic Rainbow, so keeping with the FNAF World theme, there's Chica's Magic Rainbow, another character that originates from FNAF World. And up here, you can see, you can actually see Mangle up there, so Mangle's here. And yeah, it's kind of cool. Clearly this is meant to be based on FNAF 2, but I assume the actual game probably has, references to, like, I would assume, FNAF 1 and such. So yeah. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, check out the playlist for more, and yeah, see ya!